All right, so our rosters are broken down into 12 different grade levels. And we put our 1st through 4th graders on the same team, at least for our elite travel teams. They're on one team. Then we have our 5th through 8th graders on the next team. Then we have our 9th through 12th graders on the last team. We travel with just 3 main teams. And we do this for several reasons. We do this so that our best players learn how to become the best players and stay the best players, and so that they don't have to just be relegated to certain positions, so that they can basically do it all. So if you have a team full of, let's say, 8th graders, and the entire team is 8th graders, and they're pretty good 8th graders. Not all of them can shoot all the shots. Not all of them can handle the ball the entire time. Not all of them can shoot all the threes. Not all of them can get all the rebounds. So what they do is they wind up being position players. And they wind up being very, very mediocre. We avoid this by separating the team between 5th and 8th graders. Very, very good 5th graders, very good 6th graders, very good 7th graders, very good 8th graders. But there's only 3 of them per grade. So now, instead of having a team full of 8th graders, we only have 3 8th graders. And the 3 8th graders, we depend on them to do a lot for the team. Now, the 2 7th graders that might help them out, that is huge as well for them, because now they're playing up with competent players who now need them to step it up. And as for everyone else, there might be a 6th grader that breaks his way into the starting line because he's that good. And then even a 5th grader might be able to help out as well. But they all get to learn on this ABCD platform. All right, we have A, B, C, and D. And for each step, for each team, they go through this process. And everyone thinks that all you need to do is dominate all the time. Everyone wants to just dominate. Or the smart people, they're like, all you need to do is just be competitive all the time. Competitive. Or some other people are like, you know what? All you need is to shoot above the stars and just go above your limit all the time. Well, none of that's exactly right. I think that you need each of these steps to create an all-around player who can make it as far as they can possibly come, because there's something to gain from each of these steps. Now, the first step, the A, is academic. The academic level is the 1st graders, the 5th graders, the 9th graders. You're the youngest person on your team, and you're just basically just learning. You want to be in the game, but you're not good enough to be in the game. You're learning from the bench, you're learning from practices, you're trying, you might get some playing time, you go in there, and then you're learning the game from that point of view. Then there's Bravado. You've already done the learning for the entire year, you're done with that, and you're now a 2nd grader or a 6th grader or a 10th grader, and you're like, I want to get in the game. And now you understand you have to have some brashness about you. It's been a long time coming. You've already done open gyms. You've already done practices. You've already done scrimmages. You want the game. And now you have this bravado where you get in the game and you have the most confidence in the world because you're being supported by older players in general. So you don't really have that much pressure. And you go out there like Kobe did in his first few years with the most confidence in the entire world and maybe not even able to produce, but you still have that confidence. So now that's bravado. And you have a year in each of these steps to practice that. So when you get to college, you can bring that there. You've already gone through that in your lifetime. You didn't skip that. And then we have competitiveness, where you can compete. Now you've been on the elementary school team for 3 years. Now you've been on the middle school team for 3 years. You're a 7th grader. Or the high school team, you're now a junior. You've been on the team for 3 years. You've been doing the same thing for 3 years. You've been in the algebra class for 3 years. I don't care how bad you did your first 2 years, you're going to do pretty darn well that 3rd year. And your team now needs you. You're going to be able to more than compete. All right? You're going to be so competitive that you're going to be going against that level and you're going to be doing extremely well. And now it comes down to the domination parts. All right? Now we want you to dominate. You've been in the same thing. Now you're a 4th grader. You've been in the same playing against the same exact teams, a whole bunch of 4th graders. Your team against a whole bunch of 4th graders, you've been doing this now for 4 years, playing against the same competition. You're going to dominate, even though they're 1st graders on your team, 2nd graders, and 3rd graders. You're not going to kill them by that much because you do have to carry these guys, but you're going to be able to dominate your competition and show that you're way better than they are. But after this 4th grade year, of course, you got to start all back over again. and then go through the ABCD formula again. And when I first created this, I wasn't quite sure, but the results have been staggering. And the people that have gone through this, there isn't anything that they can't handle at the next level. And I would say that the biggest issue is this one: 4th grade, 8th grade. In 4th grade, they've been doing this one for 4 years. They dominate so much, they want no part of it. They love the competitiveness. They love the bravado. They love the academic part. They hate the domination part. But I make them do it so they can know how to step on someone's throat, so they can know how to carry a whole bunch of players who are beneath them, so that they can understand how to dominate. That's been the only issue that I've had, except for this one, the lowest level one. And it's not with the players, it's with the parents. So if you can convince the parents to handle this and convince the players to handle this, you're gonna have a whole lot of this. And that's gonna equate to being amazing in college and amazing in the pros. And that's ABCD.